to you, our listeners, on a broad array of issues raised by the modern legal landscape, absolutely free on Probono Chambers, airing on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting.
Human Rights Radio.
And this is definitely one of the ways we redefine broadcasting by bringing programs like Probono Chambers your way this beautiful Tuesday morning. Welcome to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. I am Ruth Usman, and as always, being joined in the studio by our in-house barrister who's looking so fly. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ruth.
She likes wearing black.
Aww.
Someone would think she'd wear black on her wedding day, or perhaps she wore black on her wedding day. I'm not going to say what the true situation is, but it's good to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you, Ruth.
And today we are going to look at foreign investments and the legal framework in Nigeria. Foreign investments. Okay, there was something about this topic, but we're going to clear it, I guess, during the course of the conversation with our in-house barrister. And I hope we'll come to a nice conclusion. Well, let's listen to you as you explain this, really talking about foreign investments as a nation. I mean, I know that people would come into Nigeria to do business, even though I don't know what with the economic situation right now. Some people are saying, nobody's coming to do business in Nigeria anymore. But I know that, there's still some diehards that will still be here, regardless of the situation, both economic and, even security. Security-wise. But let's listen. What's the legal framework? What are the provisions?
Yeah, we can't talk about that without really telling our people, the public, what foreign investment really entails. However, it should be drawn to our attention that Nigeria is the second most biggest marketplace in Africa, and because of that, we stand as one of the African countries that attracts foreign investors to come here and develop our economy.
Honestly, I need to interrupt your thought at this point, and I hope you catch up. You pick it up from where you
definitely
largest marketplace. Before someone will start thinking the other way around, do you mean what really do you mean? Because
I mean it's a place where there's a vision of businesses
that
can
a lot of
easily develop, and there are a lot of consumers. And the consumers, of course, now there are a lot of consumers that consume over $400 billion per year.
So before someone will start thinking that we are attracting people to bring something for us,
no,
whatever they're bringing, we're actually giving more to them.
We have a lot of consumers. We have a fertile ground that creates business opportunities, especially for a lot of people, let's say foreign investors. And then like other developing countries, Nigeria stands out as one of the biggest marketplace that attracts foreign investors. And when they come in here, outside the fact that they are coming here to make profits, they also come in here to develop our economy and boost our capital. They create job opportunities, because when foreign investors come in here and create other marketplaces, especially in the African business hub, of course opportunities are created for people to have more employment or to get employed, and then our capital place or capital market is more improved. So we are talking about this so that people can get to understand the positions of foreign investors. They get to understand their limitations, they get to understand their rights, they get to understand the legal framework that guides foreign investments in Nigeria. If to a great extent they will need certain permits, are there permits that if they don't have, they can't do businesses? Are there the kind of businesses that they must not do? Are there the kind of businesses that they should do in Nigeria, And then there are two trends of investments that a foreign investor could engage themselves in when they come into Nigeria. Now, one of it is the foreign direct investments. That entails a foreigner coming into the country to incorporate an entity, with the relevant body, which is the Corporate Affairs Commission, and then also getting the relevant permits. He could do that solely or with other Nigerians. It also entails them buying into already existing companies, investing into already existing companies. And then the foreign portfolio investment is one which entails a foreigner coming into the country, or not even coming into the country, but buying into the capital markets. He owns securities. He passively participates in the business. So he's not directly managing whatever he owns in the capital markets or directly controlling it. He just has certain shares. He's a stakeholder in the businesses that are ongoing in Nigeria.
Okay.
However, there are certain laws that govern foreign investors in Nigeria, and these laws governs them as to monitoring and facilitating their businesses. It governs them to provide the relevant permits that they must get in order to do businesses in Nigeria. It governs them to oversee that the kind of businesses that they do, and they oversee the permits that they have to reside in Nigeria while doing businesses in Nigeria. And I'm going to explain that because there are some foreign investors who have a temporary period to do businesses in Nigeria, and some permanently come and have more time to do business in Nigeria. They also oversee the importation of capitals and the foreign exchange rates, all of that, and their businesses with the Central Bank of Nigeria. So these relevant laws are the Company and Allied Matters Act, which regulates our companies here in Nigeria, overseas, and governs everything that has to do with company, whether it's a business name, private company, public company, whatever it is. And then we also have the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commissions Act. This ensures the monitoring and facilitating of investments in Nigeria, especially with foreign investors. We have the Immigration Act that entails that all of these permits, whatever permits, that's the business permits, the temporary permits, the expatriate quota, the residence permits are gotten by the foreign investors while doing their businesses in Nigeria. We have the Foreign Exchange Monitoring and Miscellaneous Provisions Act, which ensures that this person's capital importation, that they have the relevant certification to import capital to do businesses in Nigeria. It also regulates the exchange of their foreign currencies with what we have here in Nigeria. We have the Industrial Inspectorate Act, the Investment and Securities Act, and then the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion Act, that deals with foreign investors who are into technological wares, that deals with persons who are into telecommunications and the rest of them. It gives them all that permits. However, we have a place called the One Stop Investment Center. That place, is a strategic unit, it's a strategic point that has been created for foreign investors to get the relevant permits easily and do their registrations easily, instead of working from one of these organizations to the other to get all of these permits. For instance, mentioning the laws, we know they have governing bodies. For instance, like the CAC now, that's the Corporate Affairs Commission. Yeah, the law that regulates Corporate Affairs Commission is the Company and Allied Matters Act, for instance. And then there's the Immigration Act that regulates the immigration service. So if a foreign investor needs to get all of the relevant permits to do businesses in Nigeria, and then he needs to go to the Corporate Affairs Commission and also go to the Immigration and go to the SEC, that's Security and Exchange Commission, where that is being regulated by the Securities and Investments Act, if he has to do all of that, it's going to pose some hitches, and then there's going to be a setback as to doing businesses in Nigeria. So that's why this one-stop investment center has been set up, so that they can get easy access to these relevant agencies to get the relevant permits that they need to do businesses here in Nigeria. So now looking at the permits, for instance, the business permits, it's a permit you get to do business in Nigeria, and this permit allows you to do all kinds of businesses.
All kinds
of businesses. It doesn't
specify a particular type.
No, there's specifics, and then we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission just stated that if you have all of these permits, you can do businesses in Nigeria 100%. Now, and however, you're going to do those businesses in accordance with the provision of the statutes. So even if you can do all kinds of business, there are limitations as to the kinds of businesses you would do as a foreigner here in Nigeria. However, we have the expatriate quota. The expatriate quota provides for the kinds of expatriates that should be employed, the number of expatriates that you have the right to employ to work for you in Nigeria, and the term of which they can stay. For instance, if you must employ an expatriate who is a chairman in your company or one of the board of directors in your company. Here in Nigeria, you have to go and seek for expatriate quota to permit that allows you to get them into the country. Now,
That's
such
the
persons can be
employer
given,
now.
yeah, the employer. Now, such person can be given a permanent until review kind of permits for the chairman or the board of director. And this just states that such person who you're bringing into your company as an expatriate can be in the country while you do your businesses for a period subject to renewal. So that is just the provision. And then if you're bringing an employee, like an employee expatriate, then it's subject to the period of 5 years, and you can renew it after 2 years. Yeah. So they will give the permit to the person for a period of 5 years, and it's subject to renewal after 2 years. Like after the 5 years expires, you can renew again and again, like 2 years again. Yeah. So that is the provision. And then it also specifies the number of quotas that you can employ in Nigeria while doing your businesses. Then the resident permits, of course, the Nigerian Immigration Service gives that. And then they give that as well as make provisions for the permit called the SEPAC. And the SEPAC, it's the Combined Expatriate Residence Permit and Alliance Card. It's a combination of all of these permits, both the expatriate quota, the residence, the business, to a person to ensure that the person can come into the country to do businesses. Now, the residence permits also extend to the dependents of foreign investors, but then the temporary permit does not extend to the dependents of the foreign investors who have temporary permits. It's for a period of 2 to 3 months.
So
and
if
it's
they
for foreign
find you
investors,
with your relatives,
when you don't have the resident permit.
Okay.
Now, such persons are persons who have the permits to come into the country and do their businesses for a period of 2 to 3 months. They can also renew, and then these persons do like contracts or projects. We have some foreign investors who come into the country just to do projects or contracts. So such persons have the temporary permits to do their work here. And then the certificate of capital importation, of course, is what you get as a foreign investor, so that you can import capital. You can everything that has to do with your foreign exchange or your capital, your funds. It covers for that, especially as your relationship with the Central Bank of Nigeria. So that is what we'll have for you today.
Well, all of that sound very good and sounds more like we're talking to those expatriates, of which some people will say, why don't we call them immigrants? Because that's what they call us when we go over to their country, when we have them coming there. Well, but that's another talk for another time. However, I know Nigerians will be more interested in, okay, how do we really know that all of these people have been through this due process to ensure that they actually have the right permits and are working in accordance with, whatever the law of the land has stipulated, especially when it comes to some of these foreign investors that actually employ Nigerians and they maltreat them. They do not pay them, and all kinds of maltreatments. So how do we address such issues?
To address such issues, I don't think anybody will even have the guts to walk into any foreigner's office and ask him questions like, well, where are your permits? Can you show me your permits?
Especially if the person is light-skinned.
Unfortunately
so, yeah.
I want to see your permit. Do you have the relevant permits to do businesses here or employ indigents to work for you? People might not know how to do that, but then these authorities, agencies that I had mentioned have the power to oversee all of that. Now,
do they actually do that? Because I think it should not be an individual's mission. It should be the duty of such institutions to periodically carry out visits.
Visit them and all. But then, to a greater extent, we know that some people are even in the country doing businesses without having passed through the proper appropriate authorities.
Plus,
to
they
get
have
into
their
the country.
Family with them.
Exactly,
and we're hailing them because they are.
So if at any point there's someone you actually suspect doing that, the first place of reports is the immigration service, because they're the ones who even give them the permit to first enter the country before engaging themselves in businesses. And then if you are not if you are aware of certain businesses they are carrying out or certain things they are doing that is not in accordance with what they are supposed to do as foreign investors, then you can go to either of the authorities like the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission to make a report to monitor such person and see that such person is actually working in accordance with the provisions of law. However, we'll have our courts, that also entertain the cases of such persons who are defaulters of the provisions of law. So, and then the police is there as well. However, if you were engaged in one of their services and you were maltreated, they are also going to be treated under the provisions of law like it is for every other Nigerian citizen. So if your human right is violated, of course, such person will have to pay the penalties of one who has violated the rights of another.
Good. I actually wanted to point that out. So if anybody is listening right now and you know that, well, I have been working or I am currently working for a foreign investor, we mean someone who is not a Nigerian but then has got the legal permit to live in Nigeria and do business, and you feel or you do know for sure that your rights have been violated, then there's actually something you can do. The person can be held liable or responsible for
and investigated.
For whatever wrong they may have committed against the law of Nigeria. So we're not without any help. All right, it's Probono Chambers on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM this morning, and you know how we do it. We pick a topic and slightly talk about it, so that if you have more questions in that particular regard, you can call in and ask, or if your questions are based on things that are totally different, and by different I mean different topics in matters of the law, we can always discuss that on Probono Chambers. Is such an open floor for you to call in right now and ask your questions. So wherever you're listening to us from, you can do that right now as we open up the phone line. Call in and let us know what your questions are about matters of the law on Probono Chambers this morning. The number to call is 081 8999 1011. That is 081 8999 1011. Okay, so let's see who gets here. Sorry. Okay. You can call me right back. Let's see who gets here first, as the phone line is trying to do something I do not understand. 08189991011. That is the number to call. Okay. Is there anything like a law that, well, I will not say coerces them. I mean, if you're a foreign investor, is there any law that says, well, because you're coming to do this business, you must employ so amount or number of the locals? Is there anything like that?
Oh, okay.
More like a law.
Yeah, under the expatriate quota, the laws that regulate the number of persons who a foreign investor should employ, especially as it deals with indigenous citizens. So, there's a law that if you are a foreign investor here in Nigeria, a number of your workers or your employees should contain the indigenous Nigerians, not just all of the foreign persons, especially as it deals with whatever your job description is about.
To say, okay, you must have this percentage of Nigerians as your staff.
Yeah, I would get back to you on that. Yeah,
okay.
I don't have a clarity on that. Yeah.
All right, let's see who's here. In the meantime, hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, and good morning, Barrister Adana.
Good morning, Jamil.
Yeah, this is Jamil coming from Apollo P.
Okay, we're listening.
Though I came later, but my question goes like, for the foreigners who have been permit, I want to know the least number of days that Nigerian government or officials are giving the foreigners, and I want to know if such foreigners violate those rules or number of days is there a penalty? If yes, how is the penalty going to take place? That is it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jamil.
Yeah, thank you.
The number of years given to permanent. I didn't get that.
You would have stopped him before he left.
No. He was talking about foreign investors. The
Well,
permits
if they
stay.
violate if say for instance they're given 3 months and then they violate that, they extend their time. Is there any penalty?
Yeah,
And
the
what is it?
the law will take its course. Yeah, of course. Most times the penalty is that you will be sent
Fined
out of
or-
fined.
Oh
No,
that's-
you'll be evacuated from the country and you will not be given a visa to come back again. So that's why, as a foreign investor, if you are given a temporary permit from the immigration service, you have to go and renew it if your business hadn't finished yet in the country. So of course, if you stay more than the period that was given to you, you become an illegal occupant, and you'll be subjected to either being sent out of the country or any other punishment.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, good morning once again. This is Jamil calling back.
Okay. Don't tell me
Yeah.
you didn't get your question.
Yeah. The second question is, what criteria must someone possess or have before the Nigerian government give that person or such people a permanent residential or something? Yeah, permanent residence permit.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
The requirement, yeah. What requirement was that person possess before giving the permanent? But in the case of deportation, I hardly had Nigerian government or any officials or agency deporting any foreigner. I don't know if you have had, but I've not had.
I've not
But
had either.
I always had Nigerians being deported back to Nigeria, but Nigerians are not deporting foreigners out of the country. That is
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So for you to be a foreign investor in Nigeria, whatever businesses or whatever investment you want to do in Nigeria should be one that is legal and that is permitted in the country. And you should not be one who is trying to escape criminal liability from whatever country you're coming from. You should be one with a clear slate of identity.
What if the person is seeking asylum or something like that?
I don't think Nigerians offer any form of residential permits to one seeking asylum. This is not a European country. This is a developing African country. We're talking about foreign investors here. So you're seeking asylum. I don't think Nigeria has those facilities to accommodate those seeking asylum. However, if you're a foreign investor, what can give you a better criteria is that you have a business of which is going to add to our economy. You're going to boost our economy. You're one who is not trying to escape criminal liabilities from your country, and you have a recognizable identity, and then one who is also willing to work with our laws and our statutory provisions as to what you require before you can engage yourself in investments here in Nigeria.
Okay. I hope that answers your questions, Jamil. 08189991011 is the number to call if you have a question for the legal practitioner in the building. Barrister Adana is here, and it's Probono Chambers, where we provide you with free legal advice. Okay, so if you have any pending legal matter, you have some questions to ask about your situation, feel free to do that by calling the number 08189991011. That is the number for you to call, and you get to be a part of the conversation on Probono Chambers this morning. Feel free to put your call through to us. Remember, you can call and ask on any matter at all. It doesn't have to be the topic we have been talking about so far. So feel free to share your questions with us. However, we'll go on. Okay, let's see who's here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Tunde Lazar from Manaba.
Tunde. Okay, we're listening.
Yeah, okay. There's one man, there's land issue between me and somebody.
Okay.
The man sold me a land, getting to 9 years now. And it's his fault. He doesn't have land where he's sold me the land. And I pay him 150,000. Then whenever I ask for my money, he always tell me story, this and that. Now, I arrested him last 2 weeks, and somebody advised me that the land issue is not police case. I should carry him to court. But he didn't give any receipt or whatever. So
He didn't give you any receipt?
Yes. Because of the receipt, he started dodging me, this and that. He traveled, this and that.
Okay.
And the middleman between me and him is late. And the wife, I finally is aware of the incident.
Do you have any means
So
of
what can I do?
payment? Do you have any? How did you make the payment? Did you give him cash at hand or
I pay him twice. 100
cash at hand?
I pay him 100,000 first.
Was
Did
it
you,
cash
did you
at
do a
hand?
bank transfer
Or
or
cash at hand?
No. I pay cash
So you gave him cash at
to
hand.
my middleman. To my middleman. Then my middleman got us that time. It's late now, but the wife is aware of the incident.
Okay. It's quite a difficult one. So you can send a message to him, text messages, and have an evidence of him responding to it, positively accepting that he collected that amount of money from you for the property. However, this is a lesson to all of us out there that if you want to buy any property at all, you have to conduct a due diligence in the relevant authorities. Go there and make sure that the property is owned by the person stating that he owns the property to sell, and that the property is on sale, that it's not being sold to another person. So you have to try and conduct that before you give out your money. However, as the case is, you can send messages to the man whom he gave money and await responses to accepting that he actually received the money. So send some messages if you know how to coin a message that would state that you gave him money, and then if he affirms to it, you can try to use that when you go to the court of law. And by the grace of God, you know the persons who are also aware of the transaction. I hope they own up.
okay. Maybe he dropped the call or so. When a barrister begins to say by the grace of God, it's sounding like, okay, may God help you, like this situation
It's
is
a very hard situation.
Wow.
The
Okay.
person he knows who witnessed the transaction actually his, the person related to the
Why would
the
I
alleged
want to
person.
buy, land, and I'm paying cash, and there is no written agreement,
and no
receipts,
evidence
nothing
to
at
show
all.
that you actually paid
Really?
the money. So it's quite difficult.
Okay, I do hope, like the barrister said, God willing. Yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Good morning.
morning.
Welcome to the program. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Sunday.
Good morning, Sunday.
All right. Sunday, we're listening to you.
Yeah, I have a case,
Okay.
and that outstanding case is involved a bank transaction.
Okay.
Sunday, I need you to turn off your radio.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Okay, that my wife gave 5 million naira to microfinance bank, and with a promise that within a year that they will give her the interest, which is 1 million,
Okay.
and they gave her the certificate, gave her everything. But at the end, maybe after that 1 year, she went for the interest. She cannot be able to. They couldn't talk to her. They couldn't attend to her. They need to tell her, come today, come tomorrow.
What bank is that,
At
please?
the end of the day, she cannot even get back her 5 million. She cannot get the 1 million.
Is the bank still existing?
We call the lawyer.
Mr. Sunday, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is the bank still in existence?
Farmers Bank. Market.
What bank?
They gave her a certificate.
We didn't get the name of the bank. What bank?
The name of the bank is microfinance bank is Farmers. Microfinance bank. Yes, it's inside the market.
Okay.
So
as I'm talking to you now, the bank is failing. We cannot even see the director of the bank again, the woman involved. We cannot see anybody in the bank again, and this is getting up to now. So the lawyer we called for this matter couldn't do anything. Then the next thing they did is to tell us that we should go to Central Bank, we should go to NDIC, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Yeah.
So that all our efforts proved abortive. I don't know what to do, and as I'm talking to you, this is the woman who started selling Maya and Akara for a very long time, since 1995 to today, as I'm talking to you, to save money for our children's school fees, and it came to this way. My wife is in fact, as I'm talking to you now, she don't know what to do. She's crying every day for this matter. Our children, all of them are out of school now because of this matter. So I don't know. I said, let me just know if you can assist us. That we came to Human Rights Radio to see if we can speak with ordinary president. But unfortunately, it was no opportunity. We tried all we could. It wasn't possible for us. So that's why I said I've been trying this number for a very long time to see if I can be able to reach you.
You said you were directed to go to certain places. Is it that they did not respond to you? CBN, NDIC?
Yes.
What happened? What did they tell you?
They keep on giving promises, but all these promises, I think you need to follow up. And the only way to follow up is a reliable hand from just like you people.
Okay, you said.
Why I said let me call you.
You said the bank.
The bank is no longer functional.
Folded.
It's folded, yes.
Okay.
And then now they need to get their money. I'm sure, like the wife, many other investors had put in their money there. So it's quite a difficult one. What they ask you to do is the right thing. When you go to the CBN or NDIC, what you do is make a complaint, make a formal complaint, stating what had happened, and you can also visit any civil society organizations to make that step. But now the thing is, you don't really know who are holding responsible because the bank is no longer in existence. Possibly NDIC is an organization that oversees all bank institutions and financial institutions, other financial institutions, their businesses. And then CBN, of course, does give licenses to enable this person's practice out there. So if this bank has folded and you're bringing the complaints for recovery of your money, perhaps these organizations that you just mentioned are the best to find out how you can recover your debt, your money.
Giving him promises, making promises.
He should make a formal complaint. Going there to just say what has happened is not enough.
Mr. Sunday, did you make a formal complaint? Did you write?
Get a lawyer to make a formal complaint and send a reminder. Then you see how they will take it from there.
What I am saying is that it is not all lawyers that are reliable. When you give them money, they just really when they have money inside your pocket, they forget about your issue. What I'm trying to say, or what I'm saying is it possible for me to come to your chamber and start from you and see what will come out of it?
We don't take
on this platform we give advice, okay? However, if you want to make a formal complaint to the Brekete family, you can do that.
You can do that.
Okay.
And then submit it at the Vanes office.
Are you with me?
Yes,
Okay,
sweat on the private. Or call in at telephone Vano 4 o'clock. To speak with the honorary president. For us, we don't take briefs. We advise here.
So I'll call. So you mean I should call you back by 4 o'clock, or you call me?
Call at 4 o'clock. It's called. There's a program called Telephone Vano with the honorary president.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for calling.
It's a very difficult situation, really, for anyone to handle. Very difficult.
Okay. 08189991011. That is the number to call. If you have a question, you need some answers, some advice on Probono Chambers, you get to call 08189991011. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello, Adana.
Good morning.
Adana.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have a guest.
What's your name?
My name is McCarthy from Jadi.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
guess with one woman in the village.
Okay. What's it about?
2002, she called me that my son, we should go to farm. I follow her go to farm. And she showed me a land. She said that this land is your own. Build your house there, my son. And I agreed. And I collected the farm. Was been farming there since I have no, by that time, not charge for me to, because not time for me to build here there because it was bush.
Okay.
So I now, what I do is I now plant cashew and some other things there.
Okay.
So by now, her daughter that is here in Abuja, she go to the village and her mother called her and called my father because the woman is my father's sister.
Okay.
So we now go to the farm. She tells the daughter that this farm she has given it to me.
Okay.
So the daughter agrees, and we now come out. Father, to shortcut the story,
Let's shortcut it.
the woman now wanted to sell the land, and the daughter that is here in Abuja, she is the one that tell her they planned together, and they wanted to sell the land 2015. And now refuse. We take the case to our local chief in the village.
You know, the person that wants to sell the land is the person who gave you the land. Okay.
Right?
Yes, I can hear you.
You say?
No, I can hear
Continue.
you. I said continue.
And we take the case to in the village. So the chief said they should leave the farm for me. They refused. But that I did not allow somebody to go there to buy the land. As I left the village 2007, I come to Abuja. They are telling me that my people are phoning to me, telling me that they already sold the land. So I need advance.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is a case of a gift of land. And the person who had given you the land, I don't know the nature of the gift, whether the nature was to give you the whole land to hold interest as though it is yours, or the person give you a license to build on the land or to use the land for
She said, you can build your house here. That's what he said, yeah?
for such purposes.
Yeah.
So you can actually hold her responsible if you had built on the property as she mentioned you should do.
So,
But
but
it's
since
a
he has
gift.
not built.
She said, build on this land, but you took and then you started developing the property. I don't know the nature of the exchange of gifts right now. I need to understand the nature of the exchange of gifts. However,
Yeah.
if you give one a gift, you can actually
She showed me
retrieve it
the-
back.
She showed me. She
She
one
you the
forest,
property,
and,
she gave it to
she
you,
showed me one.
and then she
showed me
wants
one
it
forest.
back.
Yes, she wanted to collect it.
Exactly.
So why did she tell
can
you
take
why
it-
she wanted to
she
take
can
it back?
She showed me one forest, and I cut the forest for her. But that
Okay. Did she
Hello?
tell you that perhaps she needed it and she would give you another one, or she just wanted her property back?
She said that she will give me another one. It is a plan. They have no another land again. They already sell all their land. They have no land again.
Exactly, Ruth.
They wanted to collect it and leave me like that.
If you want to, if she owns the property with other family members, she cannot on her own give out the property.
Didn't she
It has
know
to.
from the
It
beginning?
has to involve other family members.
The land-
However,
the
if that
land is
mistake
her
was
own.
made, she still has the right to retrieve back the property. You know, whatever
The land
investments
is her
you've
own.
done there, whatever things you've done there, you can agree with her to pay you back, because for the time it was a gift, your right to possession, as it is right at that point in time, you have you can do your do
Development or
your
what?
development, yeah, at the point in time you were given that property. But she has
But it wasn't conditional. She might have just mentioned that, like, okay, it's yours, you can do anything, you can build your house here.
That's why I said I don't
think it
know
was
the nature
conditional
of
that, okay,
transfer.
build.
The
If
nature
you
of
don't build,
transfer
I will
is
take
that
it back. There was,
I don't know
think
the
there was
nature of
anything like
transfer. He's
that.
saying she gave me, and then I decided to build some cashews. He said you can build a house there. She called her daughter. They looked at it, and then now she wants to sell
So
the
what
property.
is the difference with this kind of gift to the one that perhaps if there was a written document that puts his name there and all of that?
That would have been better.
Because
if
the
you
witnesses,
you can actually
witnesses
transfer,
are still alive.
Yes, you can transfer the property.
Can't that suffice?
You can transfer your property, giving it out as a gift, yeah, and then you won't have a right to retrieve it back. But then you can also give your property on license, and then whoever is going to be using at that point in time has an interest that is subject for a period of time. And then you have a reversionary interest. That means you can retrieve it back to yourself.
If she has said to farm it, then I would even understand why she may want to take it back. But you're giving someone and you're saying build. It's like everlasting. Do you understand? Like one can just easily abandon a piece of land that he's using, has been using to farm, than to decide to either demolish your building or sell the building, and all of that.
The advice I have to
she
give
was
to
actually giving it to him forever.
The advice I have to give him is this: if they had sold the property, there's nothing you can do about it. You should just allow them go with their property, avoid issues, and then if there are certain developments he has done or improvements he has done on the particular property, he can actually request for a refund.
Okay, so far he said he planted cashew and a few other things. So maybe he should try them since they're saying there's another one. Okay, I agree. Where's the other one? But then this time, of course, if really there's another one, then maybe he should request for a handwritten. It's like forcing someone to give you a gift.
Exactly. So giving a gift is out of your mind.
Okay,
so
but it's not right, really.
You shouldn't request.
And then
for
I imagine
it.
I give you something now, and then later I'm like, bring it back. Give my stuff to me back.
There are certain reasons why I should have to bring it back. I'll have to bring it back, Ruth.
No, but I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's not.
If the man had parted with the property and had built on it and developed it to an extent, and then this problem arose, of course they'll have to go to the courts and explain their own side of the stories.
This is the kind of gifts things you give, like as children, you give someone something and before you're taking it back. Like, it's quite unfortunate. Sorry to your maker here. That's your name. Well, that's the much we have on Probono Chambers today. Thanks to those who called in, and thanks to our barrister as always.
And then before we go, what's the name? Make Harify, yes. I'll get back to you tomorrow on this issue of gifts and your legal rights.
Abby.
Yes.
He should have a right, honestly.
I'll get back to you.
I mean, interestingly, the woman is still alive, and then her witnesses, his own dad,
whether it's a license or it's a gift, I'll get back to you on it.
Yeah. Her daughter, who is aware of it, but it's okay. She's his auntie. All those kind of auntie people. It's all right. Thank you for listening to us. I'll be back in the 11 o'clock hour on Media Lab. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. I'll see you guys in a moment.